When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you left my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind worked backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to Owlet Season 3, Stage 2, Minors Semifinals, the Ohio OwOs versus Peppermint Twist. Here on a Tuesday night, I am Corbeck, joined here in the casting booth by Florida with Abyssal on production. Thank you all for being here, gentlemen. Florida, what are we looking forward to in this matchup?
Well, it's going to be really interesting to see. These two are really strong teams with really interesting lineups. They've been here before. We'll see which one will be able to come out on top.
Yeah, I got to see some of the Ohio OwO gameplay earlier. Hope my dog didn't disconnect my mic right there. My dog does not want to go back in his crate today, so he's sitting on my lap as a third-party observer. Knows a lot about Overwatch, though.
Yes, indeed.
He's very confident.
I hope he
I've
is.
trained him. I've trained him well. He's not a fan of the double shield meta, though, and I'm assuming, Florida, you can correct me if I'm wrong. I'm assuming we could safely say that double shield is going to be holding strong through tonight's match, as kind of the go-to.
Indeed. However, unlike in majors, down here in minors, sometimes we'll see the Zarya come out. That does seem to be a lot of teams' comfort picks, especially as we get into here in Lijiang and into the night market. This is actually a really popular Zarya map. Yeah, so I'm expecting to see maybe a Zarya or a double shield here. It is common for a May Reaper possibility here for sustainability, even though I have seen the rare Pharah make an appearance here on this map.
Yeah, it's certainly not a bad map for a Pharah. You can get a lot of work done. Depends on how good the other team is, of course, at countering you out. But good sight lines, some cover to play behind, depending on how you do it. So, don't think it looks like we're going to be seeing one here, though. There is that Zarya you spoke about coming out on the side of the Ohio OwOs.
Indeed, down here in minors, it is really common to see Zarya just because they don't necessarily have the coordination down that the major team do to get the Orisa Sigma off.
Yeah, indeed. It's the Orisa Sigma sitting right there. Looks like we're going to take a brief pause here to work something out. Not entirely sure what. I think they might have had the wrong rules set. That's okay. Happens to the best of us. Never forget that the Overwatch World Cup one year, they accidentally had to, or they restarted an entire map because everything crashed. So,
Yeah, apparently they had custom skins on it. So,
oh no, not the
oh no,
custom
and
skins.
I guess we're going to Oasis. So,
I do still like that Oni Genji though.
yeah,
I don't think we would
indeed.
have seen him anyway, but you know,
I mean, sometimes you just have to pray, and the
sometimes you
Overwatch
just gotta
gods will
hope.
give you the Genji. Oh wait, we have a different
Oh
point
well, that's
here.
okay.
So apparently we're going to be starting at a different point here. So this is absolutely Rhine Zarya territory. This map. I am expecting a Rhine Zarya on both sides actually, but you never know because it was looking like Peppermint Twist was more interested in running the Orisa Sigma. But if one team runs a Rhine Zarya, it's much better to run a Rhine Zarya into another Rhine Zarya instead of just getting barreled over in a double shield comp.
Yeah, but again, they are setting up with the Orisa Sigma on one side, the Rhine Zarya on the other, but sticking with the DPS pick. So, as you said, that May coming in, and the Reaper in there as well. Good map for both of those, right? Some tight spaces. Though I will say, sometimes Control Center can surprise you with surprisingly long sight lines, especially when you start playing around those hallways.
Indeed. You could see a rare Ash or McCree here. However, May Reaper is just so tight in these tight, or so good in these tight choke points, and then May being able to cut off the enemies on the opponent's team. It's really easy for her to get much value out of her play.
Well, there's a sudden swap to Rhine Zarya there at the backside for the Peppermint Twist as they begin to engage here. Reli's at a bit of a dangerous position, will back up a little bit. The bubble comes out from Clay Lamau to keep him alive. Jav, though, going down early, so that's the Reaper out of the fight here. And now Peppermint Twist trying to take this as a signal to go forward. Maywall in to try and disrupt Aurelius, the main target of the fire, but he gets his opposite number, Drake. Aurelius now frozen out by a sneaky May in the backline. That's Misfit trying to cause some havoc, but still none of the members here of the OwOs going down. The fight continues. Asenji is out, Ayla down, and Aurelius going to town here on the Reinhardt, swinging for the fences, and it looks like we'll secure the point.
Really nice play by Aurelius, able to pick off a lot of kills, including both support line. I noticed that the Mays on both sides were trying to cut off the enemy, but it seemed to just like barrel the two teams together in kind of like a miniature ring, and Aurelius was just able to overcome his Rhine counterpart.
Aurelius now trying to push the door, but Drake in, separated by the ice wall. Coalescence is coming out from both sides now as Ayala and Penguinator try to keep their respective sides up. Both Reinhardts traded out, so no main tanks on the field as the push begins to come in. Just Seaman throws up a wall there to just give him a little bit of space. It's not enough. Jonathan will go down, and here comes the rest of Peppermint Twist. Angry, a little bit ready for vengeance as they push onto the point. Die comes out from Drunken Monk, picks up 2, and that's a great Reaper ultimate there that probably has cracked open the gates here for the Peppermint Twist, and sure enough, they will sweep the point on the back of Sin City's 2 kills.
Indeed. Really interesting 5v5. It was the Misfit and Justice Seaman both picking up kills, and remember to watch Justice Seaman throughout the entirety of this series because he can be a massive problem for most teams. But really good ultimate there by Drunken Monk, and it is now Peppermint Twist in charge of the point.
Ooh, Aurelius tries to get the hammer in there, not that successful. They will get Misfit off the back of it, but it cost them Jonathan. That's not a great trade, all things considered. Drake managing to clear a little bit of space. Coalescence is coming out again. The Moira's hitting these about the same time, and now it's the other Reinhardt's chance to go off as Peppermint Twist shows a little bit of what they're made of here guarding the door, and they will not give it up.
Really nice play by Drake's Rhine. Whenever you get the second ultimate off, typically is a lot more impactful, and he was able to get the second shatter after basically blocking most of Aurelius' shatter. So really good play by the Reinhardt of Peppermint Twist.
Well, Ohio is through the door, and they're initiating huge May Blizzard and a great wall by Steven on the backside. At least should get Misfit out of that. Could have gotten more. They do finish off Drake, and now the push is coming forward strong here towards the point as the Peppermint Twist are just bleeding team members down the stretch. Aurelius now charging in. Don't know what he was going for there, but he will get the point. Ayala, the last one standing, finally brought down, and they will flip the point.
Indeed, a really good blizzard by Justice Seaman. However, I did notice a fat finger of Sin City. The Zarya launched the grab. I don't know if that was the best idea after the team fight had been almost clearly lost. I feel like they should have just pulled back and tried to conserve resources.
But now a bit of a fight boiling around in one of the side rooms. Don't always see this. Blizzard coming out from the other side, and it's a good one. Both tanks caught in it. Seaman might not get out. Oh, he does. Good wall again. The wall control spectacular. Not enough to save his teammates, though. Jav now pushing forward almost a solo mission here, trying to secure a couple of kills. Meanwhile, the rotation back to the point. Ayala all by themselves, caught out and brought down. Now Seaman will follow, and it looks like the point will flip again, this time in favor of the Peppermint Twist. These two teams just going back and forth here, Florida.
Indeed, both teams seem really equal. Neither one can really hold on to the other one really that much. Really good play by the Maze to wall off the enemy opponents. And they just keep trading kills, and one team constantly comes out on top for more trades, though.
So Aurelius and Seaman got caught in by the wall, but it's Misfit again caught out by a wall from his opposite number, and they'll lose the May at the start of the fight. Big grab coming in. That'll force out the sound barrier there, just trying to keep Peppermint Twist in the fight. Oh, he's taken out of the Shatter. A great charge by Aurelius into Drake will prevent the Shatter from going down, and they might have just blown this point open in favor of Ohio. They come in swinging all over the place, and Peppermint Twist falling back 99%. They're going to have to get a desperate regroup in.
Yes, Misfits keeps being the one person constantly being taken out because he is trying to be extremely over-aggressive to pick up these kills.
Oh, and it doesn't look like I got anyone. Oh, no, they do. Dropping in on the backside, there's Misfit. Speak of the devil, manages to trigger the overtime. Trying to get a little bit of room in here. Oh, Drunken Monk coming in with the Reaper ultimate will get nothing, but that will give Drake enough time to set up on the ball. Goes into classic stall pattern, but won't be able to stall long enough, and that should signal stage one going in favor of the Ohio OwOs.
I really feel that there was a lot of parity. It was a really close win for the Ohio OwOs, but they were able to finish off the fights and make a little bit less mistakes. I feel Misfit was just trying to be a little bit too aggressive on the May and was constantly getting picked off, and I feel that may have cost them that round.
May have cost them.
May, yeah. Punny.
It's easy to do.
And we're back. Finally, we'll be able to play on, I believe this is Night Market. If they roll out with the composition that is currently on screen, I am going to be amazed.
I would also be surprised.
I feel debated. All right. It looks like Ohio will be going with the Ryan Zarya and Peppermint Twist with the Orisa Sigma.
I mean, Orisa Sigma really, it's good on this point. It'll work out. We'll see, though. Here's a rotation. Both teams landing on point about the same time. Maywall coming in to try and split both sides up. Didn't really quite work out because Aurelius is in a little bit of danger now. Aurelius playing around, is frozen out. Drake holding the line, trying to push up, take a little bit of space. Can't quite find it. Aurelius has a good 3 or 4 targets in on the swing. Meanwhile, on the outside edge, Sigma under a lot of pressure, and he will go down. 3 members now of Peppermint Twist taken out of the fight. They will get the opposing Reinhardt, but really it's not enough. And it looks like the Ohio OwOs securing first again.
This is why Ryan Zarya can just run over Orisa Sigma. They're able to just step through the shields, and Ryan can just swing through shields. And Ryan was able to pick off the Lucio, a Peppermint Twist, and it was basically all over from there.
Awkward and Baywall there, but it does give time for them to set up. Drake tries to get the shield down. It's melted almost immediately. Coalescence coming out of Penguinator. There's a Shatter on the other side. They're getting really aggressive here, using a couple of ultimates, just trying to pin back the folks from Peppermint Twist, but it's not quite enough. Both sides kind of disengaging there. Senji, I think the only real casualty in that fight, will be back soon enough. Here, good wall to separate out Aurelius. Now they're coming in on the opposite side. Another wall goes up. Maywall is everywhere. Penguinator still will go down. Aurelius burned through as well, and here comes the charge. The big counterattack coming out of the Peppermint Twist, and they are rolling forward. Drunken Monk, the only casualty on their side, as a lonely Clay tries to hold on to that point for as long as possible before being brought down, and there is the flip.
Indeed, the Orisa Sigma, while there's not much mobility, they seem to be able to... so the Ryan Zarya pushed forward, and then they were kind of waiting for them to make a mistake, and then the Ryan Zarya just slammed into the Ohio's team and just kind of rolled over them.
Well, here comes Ohio again. Aurelius leading the charge, but the Blizzard out early. Both Blizzards almost directly on top of each other. Everybody's frozen. They will trade some tanks. They lose Misfit. The kills going back and forth fast and furious, but nobody really being able to push forward to the point on the side of Ohio. That being said, Coalescence coming out, and now the kills start piling in. Sin City down. Lucio already back on point. Asenji trying to hold this essentially alone. Drake, Ayala rotating back around here, getting the shield down, trying to form a position. Oh, Coalescence just a few seconds too late there for Ayala to try and keep the... Oh, they'll use it to combo with the Reaper. Unfortunately, Drunko Monk doesn't get much out of it as the grab comes in. Oh, no, and what should have been a good Death Blossom essentially canceled out right there. And because of Asenji, they're able to hold on to it for just a couple of ticks more, but Sin City, staggered out there at the end.
Indeed. What happened there at first with the Blizzard, Sin City actually popped his Grab Flux in the Blizzard, but got froze out of it. It does look like Peppermint Twist needs to work a little bit better on their ult coordination, because they have a tendency to just pop them. I understand the Death Blossom just to stall out a little bit more time, but I don't know if the Grab Flux was necessary once they saw the Blizzard come out.
Well, here comes PT over the top. They drop the bongos, which will sort of stay active, but not the best position on those. Finally, they have to stretch out so far. To Shatter gets 2. Oh, Jab coming on the backside gets 2 as well. Oh boy, Penguinator combining a good 3 ultimates used there to just totally stifle this attack from Peppermint Twist and win them the map. Ohio going up 1 here in the series.
Great work by Jab on that Reaper, able to flank around basically when the tanks had been caught out by a Maywall, and basically popped it in the middle of the team when they weren't paying attention to him. Great play by Ohio, and they'll take this 1-0, even though I really do not think it was really that one-sided. It kind of went back and forth the entire this entire map.
Yeah, I agree, Florida. Both maps very close. Even though it did come out 2-0 in terms of stage count in favor of the OwOs, I don't think you're right. That tells the whole tale of the tape. Penguinator, 44% of team damage taken healed. Whew! That's what you want to see out of your big burst healer right there. Great job. I think for me, at least, Florida, the big takeaway here is the very well positioned Maywalls from both these teams, particularly Justice Seaman, who you said to check out, is doing a really good job kind of disrupting the Peppermint Twist as they come in, constantly splitting up the team.
Indeed, if you can separate off of either a Ryan or a Zarya or another hero with not a lot of mobility, it'll be an easy pick off, and that's basically the end of the team fight right there. Another thing I'd like to point out is the Asenji of Lucio kept getting picked off really early in the team fights. I have played against Peppermint Twist and I've also casted them before, and that seems to be a problem. That Asenji really likes to get aggressive with Lucio, trying to get his boops, but he has a tendency to get into really dangerous positions and can easily be picked off a lot of the time.
Just gonna call him out like that. Oh
yeah.
Just gonna do him dirty on live
on
the stream.
It's something he can. It's something he can improve. I wouldn't pick on something that he can't improve. But I feel like Peppermint Twist are still playing well with him being that aggressive. Maybe that's part of their style, because it did feel that they wanted to be the one in charge of the aggression. But anytime Ohio could be on the attack, they felt like extremely strong.
Indeed. I mean, there was, I think, that brief surge where Peppermint Twist was holding the door on Control Center, but it didn't last. It didn't feel that meaningful, and eventually they were kind of overcome. But it'd be interesting to see how the rest of this one plays out here, as it looks like we're setting up for our next map, which will be Temple of Anubis. Do you think we see that Ryan Zarya again from Aurelius and company, or are we looking at something else?
I feel Double Shield is probably going to be on par here for Anubis. You might see the Ryan Zarya if it's a really comfort pick, because Ohio is known to use the Ryan Zarya a lot. But if they're having issues breaking down what's most likely going to be a Double Shield bunker, I would not be surprised if either they run a dive or a Double Shield of their own. But watch out for a Pharah incoming, because she's really popular of trying to break down the bunker that can be set up here on the first point.
Right, yeah, of course. Get a little damage in there from range. Such good poke if Afara knows what they're doing. I do think you're probably right, though. Double shield bunker would be the thing to go to. Maybe if we're lucky, we'll get some of that treehouse positioning with the old sim teleporter, but...
Yeah, especially now the sim teleporter doesn't time out, and it's basically stays until it gets destroyed. Also, I would not be surprised to see a Bastion here. on defense. Uh, an off-meta pick I would like to see is either a Junkrat or a Genji. A Genji on the attack just to try to deal with a Bastion, and the Junkrat is really good with the tight corridors on point A. Another hero I wouldn't be surprised to see is Doomfist here, just because it's such the tight nature of this map. Doomfist can put in a lot of work.
Never surprised to see a Doomfist these days. Kind of the king of the battlefield, in my opinion. But yeah, Junkrat, not bad on this map either. Of course, one of the sort of interesting compositions I've seen as a go-to for breaking open bunkers, Florida, has been kind of a Genji Sombra in the mix there for the DPS. You get in, you drop the EMP, right? You try and get the blade off around the same time. Go to town on the poor defenseless robot. Whether or not we see that here, though, who knows? Does require quite a bit of coordination. Looks like teams are switching sides here as well. We should say Peppermint Twist going over to blue, and the OwOs going to red, just for those of you who are following along at home.
Yeah, indeed. So while we wait for the teams to stay ready, I think we're gonna take a short break. When we come back, we'll be back with the Temple of Anubis map.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind works backwards just for a minute.
Hello, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome back here. Season 3, Stage 2, Minors Semifinals at Owlet. It is the OwOs versus Peppermint Twist, starting here on Temple of Anubis. The first map ever designed for Overwatch, for those of you who don't know. Florida, we were talking before that break just about what we were going to see here in about 10 seconds. We'll see if your hopes and dreams of a Genji or a Junkrat pan out. Certainly would be a little bit more interesting than
Yes,
usual.
I know. Last night in the majors match I was casting, I was praying for some minor spice, and it didn't happen. But what we're seeing here is, it looks like we might have a Widow, actually, to start off here. I know Drunken Monk to be a really good Widow, and Misfits with a Bastion, so a really interesting type of bunker. You don't see Widow that much nowadays.
No, you don't, especially with the just prevalence of shields in the game. Still, should be interesting to see how that works. Hopefully he's not been drinking too much tonight at the monastery. He actually hit his targets. On the other side, Mei, Reaper, pretty standard DPS combo. A little bit of a difficult choice, actually, I would say, going into this particular composition, though, Florida.
Yeah, indeed. Mei Reaper, not known for its long-range capabilities, but I think with this goal, it's kind of like a brawler comp to run onto the enemy and try to bring the fight up tight, close, and personal. And this is what it seems that they're doing, is rotating to try to run up on this Bastion.
So throwing the wall out there as a shield to get them through the choke point. Good use of that. Now they come forward. Now the real killing starts here for the Bastion, though. Misfit firing away a good wall in the back line to try and disrupt. Maybe get a little bit of that damage boost away from Misfit. But even as I say that, Ayala not really keeping the beam on the Bastion. And now finally dropping the damage beam. But again, another wall breaks up the beam there. Widowmaker trying to take an off angle. Drunken Monk can't quite find anyone to shoot at. And it looks like there's a little bit of confusion here on the side of the OwOs. Finally, they'll come back round and see if they can restart the attack here. Again, though, walking into that Bastion fire. The wall comes down. Both shields are out. Big push coming in. They'll push straight forward into the Bastion. Haven't quite secured the pick yet. The Immortality Field down. Will go down, though, almost immediately. Misfit is taken out of action, but is a costly engage. Both Jonathan and Justice Seaman taken out here as they begin to push forward. But now as Senji is down, it's just the two tanks trying to hold on to the point, make that just Ayala and Drake. Drake going down, and the Mercy will finish off, and they managed to break it open.
Yeah, what I noticed there was Drunken Monk was not able to really contribute to helping his team defend because of the amount of shields. I feel like the Widow was not a best idea, and I feel that they were missing a large chunk of chip damage that could have possibly saved that point.
Well, the Widow remaining here is just as Seaman switches over to the Doomfist. They'll pop the sights on Drunken Monk almost immediately. Peppermint Twist trying to get an idea of what's coming. As Ohio, more than happy to just kind of wait this one out and regroup.
Yeah.
Go ahead.
I'm sorry, apologies. Doomfist, really good switch here, especially for this enclosed areas. I'm still surprised Drunken Monk is on a Widow, because this is actually a really bad spot for Widow, especially if they're trying to do this right side rotation. And we'll see if Ohio can take this second point.
Well, Misfit tried to get a wall up, but far too late there. In comes the majority of Ohio flying around. That Doomfist hasn't quite secured a pick yet, but it's probably coming. Beatdown Bongo's out now, and it will give them an edge that they need, though they are taken down relatively quickly. Good little pull there to try and get Jab back on the other side of the shield, but it's too little too late. Sin City and Drunken Monk already taken down by that, and now it's going to have to be full stall formation, probably coming out here from the defenders, unless they want to lose more ground. Still plenty of body presence here on the point for Ohio. Even as I say that, though, that respawn advantage already working in favor of the defenders. They'll begin to trickle back in here. The line is set by Drake. Out comes the Sigma ultimate, but it doesn't get anywhere. Sin City is burned down almost immediately. Now the counter Sigma ultimate coming out. Still the kills mostly going in favor of Ohio as they continue to fight around the point. Penguinator getting one with the Coalescence. There's Sigma ultimate. Thought I saw that earlier. Didn't quite see it. Drops down in. Still no kills coming out of it. Ball now from Drake trying to hold on to the point. Again, full stall mode here. Drake still fighting it out. Misfit coming back on the Tracer, jumping around. SNG over the top on the Lucio, dancing around the statue. Here comes Sin City on a Diva. Almost loses the mech there, does lose the mech, just as Seaman go into town there with the punches from the Doomfist. Drunken Monk, the only one left alive as the Reaper, that point continuing to tick. Just enough time for Ayala to get back on. Here comes Drake again. Drake burned out almost immediately. And finally, after a long bleeding process, the point is captured.
Really interesting. That looked like almost a full hold there by Peppermint Twist, but there was actually both TPS and a healer still alive on the side of Ohio, and they were just able to power through what was remaining on Peppermint Twist. And really nice concentration, really nice focus. Most people would have probably called off the fight when you lose half your team, but Ohio was just able to power through, even with half their team missing, and just was able to capture that second point.
Indeed. Well, we'll see what they come out with here, but a lightning fast attack, all things considered. 3 minutes on the clock here for Ohio. Kind of again putting Peppermint Twist on a bit of a back foot.
I'm noticing
for their own attack.
Yeah, I'm noticing the tanks on Ohio are really enabling the DPS to get off. There's a lot of halts into punches on the side of Ohio, and it looks like we're actually gonna get a. I thought it was gonna be a mobile bunker, but it's looking like a Pharah Bastion defense, which is actually not that uncommon. It actually puts out a lot of poke damage against the opposing team. Oh wait. Yeah, I'm right. So yeah, this will be really interesting to see.
Yeah, it also forces kind of the split attention there between the two threats, right? You can't spend all your time looking at the Bastion if you've got a Pharah pumping damage into you, and vice versa. So clever composition if it works out. A bit unsuspecting on the other side too, Florida, because they've got nothing to counter that Pharah.
They didn't, but they do have a Sombra, so I feel like the Sombra is going to try to get into the back line and try to hack out this Bastion. But I think once they see the Pharah, there might be a switch again to Widow, just to counteract her. But she's currently hiding. I like this. She's hiding inside the bunker, so they don't know there's a Pharah yet.
Oof. Don't even need the Pharah on that one. Just pretty much straight up brutality there. Even a rock kill for us, ladies and gentlemen.
Beautiful halt out by Aurelius. He halted all of them into both the spam damage from Bastion and a rock from the Sigma. And again, the Pharah's hiding in the bunker, so they don't know that there's a Pharah here.
Indeed, Pharah not yet quite shown herself to the attackers. They'll come in again. They're using the Maywall as cover, taking a page out of the book of Ohio right there. Sin City now pushing out, way overextended just as Seaman burns them down. and they will finally get some bodies on point, but it feels like it's too little too late. Immortality field thrown in there, but mostly it's that Bastion cranking out damage in the back line, getting the big picks and sealing the deal, and Pharah is out of the bag now.
Again, Aurelius has really been lining up this Bastion with her halts, and also just the amount of spam damage. I don't know if Peppermint Twist, if they continue to run double shields, I don't know if they're going to have enough poke to break down this bunker, especially now that they're going to Ashe. Ashe can help counter a Pharah, but the Pharah doesn't seem keen to be in the air. She's liking to play like a grounded position, which is really interesting.
Indeed. Well, here comes the push again. Round to the left side. Trying to hold out there. They'll make a shove towards point, and you hear the tank form coming out here as just Seaman gets two. Oh no, Ayala and Drunken Monk going down. Tank shots everywhere, and just disaster on the point for Peppermint Twist as they are just slaughtered wholesale. That's rough.
Just a Siemens Bastion is looking extremely deadly. There's a level that where you can take a Bastion from just holding down mouse 1, and if you pop tank form, you have to be a little bit more skillful. And just a Seaman, I've been mentioning that he is like a really scary DPS player, and he just proved it right there, taking out a coalescing Moira, who probably regrets popping that now, and I really don't know what Peppermint Twist is going to be able to do to break this.
Well, here they come again. They'll lose Drunken Monk in the doorway, so they're already down one here. It's into a 6v5 right off the back. Again, the Bastion making good on the old machine gun. Come around, Maywall goes up. Guess to try and set up the shield from the Orisa, but looking like a little bit of chaos on the back of Peppermint Twist here as they try and push forward. And now they're kind of stuck waiting in the doorway. I assume they're trying to get the Ashe back, but they won't. Drunken Monk burned down almost immediately. Yeah. And now Drake and Sin City just watch each other across the door. Neither side really wanted to go in. Maywall coming up, though. And there's the push in. They'll get Penguinator here, but with the Orisa, or Sigma Ultimate coming in, the Bongos are down. Tank form coming out. Oh, there's a valiant effort by Misfit to get the wall up, but really it's not enough. And again, Peppermint Twist is denied.
Yeah, the problem was when they were approaching, Ohio had 5 ultimates. And there was no way to break that. However, they just popped 4 of them. So maybe Peppermint Twist will have a chance, especially with Misfits Blizzards coming up and no support ultimates to counteract it.
Well, Jav moving into a sneaky position here to unleash the barrage. Zafara waiting for the opportunity to drop in and fire some missiles. Mercy jumping up to accompany. They split the focus of Seaman here as they push forward. Misfit comes running out, trying to get the Blizzard off. They got the Bastion now. Can they finish it off? Blizzard goes down immediately on top. They can't quite get the kills. No, they finally do. And it does look as if they might have gotten this open. Aurelius trying to turn it around, though, on the point with Blattman there as well. But they're not quite able to hold on. They're still going. Can they get the rest of the team time to come back? Well, that Sigma Ultimate might make a bit of a difference here as the slam comes down. Blattman taken out of it. Jonathan goes down. And Aurelius finally burned out. So in overtime, Florida, they will get the first point capture.
One of the best ways to break down a Bastion bunker is force the Bastion to split a focus, and they switch to a Wrecking Ball Sigma composition to do precisely that. The Wrecking Ball and the Sigma diverted the Bastion's attention and allowed the Mei to actually kind of sneak up on them, and was able to get out a really good Blizzard. And once that Bastion falls, much of the damage was gone on the half of Peppermint Twist. And here we go. They're going to start their attack on second, which is really hard to break. Especially
Drake tried to roll in there, got caught on a pillar. He'll come in again, make a much cleaner sweep of his little track that he's running. Good Maywall there, trying to pop him up to the top of that shield of Senji in dangerous positioning yet again. But Jav, the first one to fall here. Mercy, though, sneaks in behind, gets the res, immediately pops Valkyrie. Great play from Jonathan there. That beam keeping the entire team up and probably going to hold the defense steady right here. Senji really the only one left alive. The 2 supports probably just need to go down and get the reset. And they finally do. Just a Seaman there again, Florida, cleaning up those kills.
Yeah, Justice Seaman is really good, especially with this Doomfist and in this enclosed area. They're still in the Pharah as well, they can set out a lot of damage. The problem is they just Peppermint Twist just popped both of their support ultimates. So they're going to have really nothing to counteract Blattman's Graviton Surge and also this Bongo that's about to come out from the Orisa.
Here they come again. Drunken Muck maybe looking for the Bob, decides to hold off on it. In come the Mines. There's Bob also immediately thereafter, throwing everything in to try and get this. They will get some critical picks. They managed to stop Blackman from getting what looks like the Sigma ultimate off, and they might just have broken this open with a little help from everybody's favorite robot. Barrage coming in over the top, though. Jab trying to turn it around. Good Sigma shields to kill the Pharah in midair as Drake and Sin City try and hold on here with a little bit of backup from a Senji. Sin City will fall back, though. They're losing ground. Drake, Sin City coming back on again. They've lost their healer, though. They have no real support here. Ayala's not going to get there in time, and it's going to force a reset yet again.
Yeah, really nice comeback. The Bongo can turn a fight, and Drake's got to get out of here. He's got to reset. They only have 40 seconds. They might have time for one more team fight. Not that many ultimates, but at the same time, all that's left is a Gravitic Flux on the side of Ohio. Really close, actually. Really nice use of the Bob and the Mines kind of combo. Because Bob tossed up someone in the air, and they landed back on the Mines, I think. So really nice play, and we'll see. Drake's been playing really good on this Wrecking Ball.
Drunken Muck down early again, though. Jab getting the early kill. Just a Seaman now in the back line. Waits for that Blizzard to come out before punching in. Oh, Ayala killed in the middle of a Coalescence. And that's probably good night here for Peppermint Twist, as it's all red in that kill feed. Good Lord.
Indeed. It just looked like Peppermint Twist could not really organize when they were going to pop some ultimates sometimes. They would just throw them in. And Ayala kind of was not protected while she was using out her Coalescence. It kind of cost them there at the end.
Yeah, against that Doomfist, you cannot leave them where you're hanging. The heal drain from out, of course, not helping in those kind of situations. Great pull there. Oh, all that damage coming in. That's just grim. Woo.
The Orisa Hall has really been used really well in this meta just to enable DPS to really pop off. That was a nice showing by Ohio, and they are 2-0 up on Peppermint Twist. We'll
10 votes for Ayala.
11 votes, apparently.
11 votes. Not sure how that got in there, but okay.
But beautiful play by Ohio. They are 2-0 up. And with that, we're heading to map 3, and when we come back, we'll find out what map we're playing on. And also, we'll see if Peppermint Twist can turn this thing around. Mike's cold.
When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind works backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember, I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember, remember. When I close my eyes, I can almost see it. When I take a breath, you fill up my lungs. And if my mind works backwards just for a minute, I'd hold on to you before the memory's gone. I remember you, you lift my spirit. With you high is all I'm feeling. Remember how we felt alive. I remember you, you make me stronger. Can't go without it much longer. Remember,
Hello, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back here to Season 3, Stage 2, Minors Semifinals, the Ohio OwOs versus Peppermint Twist. I'm Corbeck, joined in the production booth by Florida with a Bizzle on our production side. Thank you so much for joining us. We're down to the last straw here for Peppermint Twist. Ohio OwOs, if they take this map here as we go into Blizzard World, will tie everything up. Florida, how are you feeling about the odds here for our for underdogs?
I would like it to be a 5-match series, but I feel like Ohio has everything in line right now, and they are working so well as a coordinated unit, and they are just kind of destroying them at this point, to be honest.
Well, there you heard it, ladies and gentlemen. One team from Ohio, one sports team, actually has its stuff together. As we ooh, somebody called the Cleveland Browns front office, or God forbid the Cincinnati Bengals. Tell them what's up.
God.
Anyway, we're taking a quick
All right.
look here at the setup. Turbo Nerd there on the Symmetra. That could be a little interesting, just to see him coming in on the Ash. Meanwhile, it'll be a Reaper and a May setting up for the attack. So, any big surprises there?
Not really. I know Joseph Seaman is a really good sniper character player. When he gets the chance to, he will pop off. So that's going to be something to watch. This map is how well can he pull off this Ash, especially against a double shield comp. Ash is actually pretty good at breaking shields and getting residual damage with their dynamite over shields. But it'll be interesting to see, especially with Symmetra, how they play this.
Presumably on the side of Peppermint Twist, they're going to try and close the gap as quickly as possible. Here you go, ladies and gentlemen. Map number 3, match point here for both these teams. All their hopes and dreams on the line. Let's see what they've got in the tank. As they rotate around, Misfit in the lead, throws down the main wall almost immediately. That'll give a little bit of room here for Twist to push forward. They'll get that Orisa's shield down right away. Now they're stuck in a bit of a ranged gunfight, though. That's not necessarily what they wanted, as Sin City goes down this weird rotation. Drake, Misfit, trying to come around to the high ground, but it doesn't quite work out. Turbo Nerd is there with the beam, trying to counter them out. The only real casualty of note, just a Seaman here, as they manage to hold on, and just a Seaman actually will switch over to the May. Zayela now trying to flee, won't quite make it. They're brutally staggering that Moira. Good lord.
Indeed, a really good opening pick there by Clay on his Sigma with a rock. And I don't know quite how that happened, because I believe the Sigma was supposed to have a shield with him. But a really interesting rotation, attempt at a rotation, and I like the idea of Justice Seaman switching. Just to slow, because now that they know that they're running more of a brawl comp, May can really help slow down their speed and bring the fight on more equal footing. And especially with the Symmetra being able to charge up on the double shields, it might be really dangerous for Peppermint Twist to deal with.
Well, Misfit throwing down another wall here. Again, Peppermint Twist rotating to the outside. Oh, they're divided! Oh no, Drake went over the top as well there. Asenji was already pushed up. Drake will go down very early. Clay throwing in yet another deadly accretion. That's been a lot of those rocks getting picks here tonight. And it's just cleanup work. That Symmetra ultimate, though, at the end, Florida, I don't know. I don't even think that was necessary.
I don't think it's necessary. However, Symmetra's ultimate actually doesn't take that long to build up. So I don't know if it was necessarily that much of a waste. However, at the same exact time, I don't know what Drake was necessarily doing. When the wall went up, Asenji got trapped, but Asenji can wall hop over the wall. So I don't know why Drake decided to follow him over. And here we go. The fight resumes.
Yeah, Coalescence coming out there to initiate. Didn't get much luck out of it. They've split directions now, trying to come in from both sides here, put pressure from multiple angles. Doesn't quite work out, though, because Sin City and Drunken Monk on that right side are just burned down almost immediately. Now we see the Blizzard coming in offensively. Turbo Nerd, the only victim, will go down. Jonathan caught on the outside edge, but they can't secure the kill. There's just not enough bodies on the point for the Peppermint Twist. And it's a valiant effort by Misfit to keep things alive, but now it's Drake in stagger position, and he will go down. And that, I think, will start the reset. Ayala backing up. Oh, it barely avoids getting hit by yet another accretion.
Really interesting choice there by using the Coalescence really early. It didn't really touch anyone on the enemy team. And Misfit, I don't know why she threw in the Blizzard when they were down, I believe it was a 4-3. So I don't know if they were going to be able to necessarily turn it around. But interesting decision to switch to the Pharmacy, especially because they saw no hit scan, so this actually might be a really good idea. But also, you got to watch out for Justice Siemens Blizzard.
Okay, Coalescence coming out. There's the Graviton Flux up in the air. Sin City will go down early on. They're trying to make a difference here, but Misfit can't quite come down on a target. 26 seconds left, and Justice Seaman really the only casualty of note. They're forced back again to the choke point, and I think they might have one more solid push here.
I don't think they're going to be able to. Drake might be able to touch, and but the Pharah is still there. And the Pharah is already at 67%. He might be able to get a Blizzard up. If Drake is able to touch the point, he will be. We'll see if they'll be able to turn this around.
Oh, Drake does initiate the overtime. They're so close. Misfit with the barrage, with the shield coming in now. Might spoil the plan a little bit. Out comes the barrage. It only gets one. The only victim. And it's really not enough. Even though the res comes in on a Senji, they'll continue to fight here. Drake trying to get on the point, gets caught out by the Blizzard. A Senji now caught between the Devil and the Deep Blue Sea. That Blizzard and that turret will burn down. And it's a full hold here for Ohio. An absolute disaster for Peppermint Twist.
Justice Seaman had been holding on to that Blizzard since like almost the second minute of the match. And he really put the good use, along with the Symmetra. I had mentioned the Symmetra could build up her ultimate really quickly. She already had it up, again, to stop that far from really getting a good barrage off. So really, really good play by Ohio, and they're conserving of ultimates, the deal with the incoming ultimates that Peppermint Twist were going to have. And right now, it's looking like Ohio could easily take this map.
The Ohio OwOs now just one tick away from punching their ticket to the finals here in Stage 2, Season 3. All that stands between them is how particularly determined the Peppermint Twist can be on the defense. But I got to imagine they're probably a little demoralized right now, Florida, if I had to guess.
Yeah, it's a high likelihood that they can be extremely what the term I like to use is mentally boomed. Yes, yeah, mentally boomed. From constantly running and just dying, because they would die like less than a second into the engagement, and that's got to be mentally draining. But we're seeing possibly, we're going to be seeing a Brig come out on the side of Pepper Twist. I personally like this idea. Actually, many people underrate Brig's ability to heal and ability to stop pushes. So I like this pick, especially if they're going to try to full defense. Brig can actually get a lot of healing done, especially on this first point of Blizzard World.
Indeed. Base to the face action incoming. Drunken Muck on that Hanzo, just trying to get the range out, while Aurelius and Clay on the Zarya, and Reinhardt, no surprises. What they're going to try and do right here is they come up through the Lost and Found around the outside. Just a Seaman waiting there, probably going to drop the wall, give his team the easy clear around the corner. Oh, no, they're initiating with the Reinhardt. They will hold onto the wall. Just a Seaman running around the front side. Brigida's on both sides. Main healing Brigida is Penguinator as they begin to engage. A Senji, an early pick there. So two supports swapped out at the very beginning, but it's really nothing here from Peppermint Twist. They're trying to hold on, but just that lone May. And it's all over. Ohio OwOs take it and punch themselves a ticket to the finals with a commanding performance, a 3-0 win over Peppermint Twist.
Yeah, Ryan Zarya just barrels over double shields almost every time. And really nice decision to run the Brig just to deal with the opposing Brig. I don't know how they were able to predict that, but really nice performance by Ohio. Ohio they just popped off, and wow. Yes, in a double shield meta, Symmetra can just microwave everyone.
Indeed, the microwave on full power right there. And Clay coming in big, 74% kill participation. My lord.
Yeah, his rocks were on point the entire series, and Peppermint Twist, they just got to go back to the drawing board and see if they can. They didn't feel that bad for the first point. They felt not the first map. They felt like pretty good. They looked pretty good. However, as the series evolved, Ohio once they hit their rhythm, Ohio was basically unstoppable.
Indeed. No disagreement there. So Ohio have punched the ticket to the finals, taking that 3-0 win over Peppermint Twist, who tried but couldn't quite make it stick. So something to look forward to as we approach to the final map.
Yes.
Thank you so much for joining us. I've been Corbeck, joined here by Florida in the casting booth. Many thanks to Abyssal for pulling off the flawless production. You have just watched Season 3, Stage 2 Minor Semifinals, OwOs pushing forward. From all of us here at Owlet, thank you so much for watching and have a wonderful evening.
And the okay.